Hi everyone and welcome to week 2 of CleverPatch Crafternoons. I hope you had a great week last week with Dylan making your paper planes. Hopefully you got out into the sunshine and got to fly them around. Don't forget to share your projects with us. Send us a picture on our social media because we always love seeing what you guys are coming up with at home. So, week 2. It's Easter this weekend, which I'm very excited about. I thought this week we could get you ready for Easter morning and the good old Easter egg hunt. What do we need for an Easter egg hunt? We need an Easter basket. So what we'll be doing is creating a paper Easter basket, much like this. There's lots of different paper basket designs online that you can find, but I thought I'd go with something quite simple. And I'll show you how to construct the basket as well as how to fold these cute little origami rabbits to decorate the basket with. What you're going to need is a ruler, stapler, pen and pencil, sticky tape, scissors, as well as 4 sheets of A4 paper. I'm going to be using coloured paper, but if white paper is all you've got at home, that's totally fine as well. It just means that you get to do some extra decorating with your pencils, markers, paints, whatever you've got at home. That's how this little guy was created. Alrighty, so let's get started. To start your basket, you're going to need 2 sheets of A4 paper. Just lay one on top of the other. And what we need to do here is create a square. So we take one corner over to the edge of the page, making a nice big triangle, creasing down. And what we'll do is just get rid of this section. Make sure not to throw this extra bit of paper out, as we'll be using it later to make the handle for our basket. So there we have a square. Now we're using 2 sheets of paper. I'm using 2 different colours. The blue is going to be the inside of the basket, the yellow the outside. If you're using white paper, I'd still probably recommend you use 2 sheets of paper, purely so you give your basket some solid structure. You can decorate your paper first. This will make things easier, so you can decorate it on a flat surface. And then once you construct your basket, you'll see all your pretty designs on the inside and out. Okay, now we need to divide the square into 9 equal smaller squares. So this is a 21 centimeter square, which means we need to mark in 7 centimeter intervals, so 7, 14. Who knew we'd be doing maths as well as craft, hey? Seven, 14. Now we just join the dots to divide up our square. And there we have 9 smaller squares. What we need to do is fold the paper into thirds using these lines as a guide. So along that first line, open back out. And then in the opposite direction too. Now what we're going to do is cut along 2 sets of lines on opposite sides of the paper. So here, here and here. When we're using scissors, we always recommend adult supervision just to make sure there's no accidents. And when you're cutting these, make sure to only cut to this bottom square, as this is going to end up being the base of your basket. Okay, so that's what your paper will look like. To construct the basket, we're having these middle squares on the inside And then it's simply taking the outside edges and pulling them up to form the sides of the basket. Just like that. To hold them in place, we're just going to take our stapler and staple it there, making sure to grab all 3 sections. Now you can pull your basket in as tight as you want. I'm leaving it a little bit more relaxed. Hopefully I'll be getting lots of Easter eggs to fill it up with. So there's your basic basket shape. Now to create the handle, we take the scrap bits from the first step where we cut it into a square. What we'll just do is fold down the center, cut along that line, and then overlap our ends slightly and staple in place. So now you've got a nice long strip. Just position it in your basket there and staple in place. And that's your basic basket. Don't worry about these staples on the outside and the top of your basket. We're going to cover them up with decorations, which brings us to the origami bunny. To make the origami bunnies, we're going to cut an A4 sheet of paper in half, so we have 2 A5 sheets. And now we need to make squares again. So for our first origami bunny, make a square. So there's our square. Start your bunny by creating the triangle. Fold the base up, probably about 1 centimetre or so. You can have an experiment with this. Then you fold in these corners up to the top point there, and the other one too. And lastly, you fold up the base so the point comes up to the middle there. Flip it over and you've got yourself a little bunny face. All that we need to do now is draw on the face. So we'll give him a nose, smiling mouth, some big teeth, some nice big eyes, some whiskers, and some nice spotty ears. There we go. Here's the second bunny that I created earlier. Now all we need to do is attach it to our basket. So just align your bunny where you want him to sit over those staples. What we're going to do is fold that down, keeping him in place, and staple on that bottom point of the rabbit. Now we can fold him back up and use a little bit of sticky tape to hold him flush against the basket. So get your piece of tape and fold it onto itself and just pop it on the back and press the bunny down. Now he's going to pop open a bit, so we just need a few extra pieces of tape to hold those layers down as well. Just one there and one more. There we go. So we'll just quickly attach the other guy. I've actually sticky taped this guy already, so should only need one piece of tape for this. And there you have it. Basket's starting to look good. So what we need to do now is cover up these staples on top. If we take the scrap paper from your origami bunny, we can simply use it to wrap around the top here. We're just going to hold that in place with tape. So what I'll do is trim the paper like so that we can sticky tape it underneath, out of sight. There we go. So there's your basket. Now what about some shredded paper for the inside? It's actually really easy to create your own shredded paper at home. All you'll need is your fourth piece of paper. And we're just going to start folding a concertina fold, so approximately 1 to 2 centimeters wide. Just fold it backwards and forwards. Just continue in that way until your whole sheet of paper is looking like that. And now we just hold the end and carefully cut off skinny little strips. And these are going to open out and they'll create your shredded paper. So here's a bunch I created earlier. We'll just pop it in the basket. And we are ready for an Easter hunt. Well, that's it for week 2. I hope you've enjoyed making your Easter baskets with us, and hopefully on the weekend they get filled with Easter eggs. Be sure to like and share this with your friends and family. Make sure you take photos of your own creations and pop them online and tag us in them. As I've mentioned, we do love seeing what you guys come up with as well. We hope you have a wonderful Easter, and we'll see you at the same time, same place next week. And until then, happy crafting!